Ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the main event podcast. The guys are about to go live. Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Phoenix time. Of course, the main event coming at you here. I'm Steve McCollum. Adam will be joining us here shortly. We'll see. We'll see if he's up for it with all this news about La Russa possibly being interviewed by the White Sox. Seemed pretty down about it last night on the radio show, so we'll see how he feels about it today. But first, starting off this season era, the NBA season's over. You know, got all the, free agent talk going on in the NBA. You've got Who's the GOAT going on, which we talked about that before, where I said you can't really say who the GOAT is and who the GOAT isn't until well after the career is over, because then you get out back. Because right now you're just caught up in emotion regarding, if LeBron, of course, people today are going to favor LeBron a little bit because you're in the middle of it, right? He just won his fourth championship. So you're caught up in the emotion of it, and you're going to be all for it and everything. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, my lighting was messed up, but I was blinded by a light there, and I couldn't see anything, my screen or anything. So now you're seeing the behind the scenes of me screwing up my studio here. Now you have a weird shadow. It's just a mess. We're just gonna roll with it, right? Let's just roll with it until Adam joins us here. So you have all the free agency stuff, the talks on favorites for next year. But the news that comes out, first of all, Mike D'Antoni, of course, I guess you can say quit the Rockets earlier this year. After the playoff bubble ended, on the plane ride home, he said he wasn't going to come back. So that spot was open. Reports are coming out that Jeff Van Gundy and the Rockets have met up. Jeff Van Gundy, of course, covers the games now, announces games for some station. Was it ESPN? I think he does. I don't think it's TNT. I get them all confused now. But Adrian Wojnarowski is saying that Jeff Van Gundy met with Houston Rockets ownership and management today on the franchise's coaching job, and conversations with the team will continue on Thursday. Didn't Jeff Van Gundy already coach in Houston? I know there's different owners now and everything. Besides Van Gundy, though, the other top candidates are believed to include recent Brooklyn head coach Kenny Atkinson, former Cleveland head coach Ty Lue, and then 4 assistant managers: Dallas' Steven Silas, Denver's Wes Unseld Jr., Minnesota's David Vanterpool, and Houston's John Lucas. Yeah, Jeff Van Gundy has been color commentator for ESPN since 2007. So obviously he hasn't. Yeah, I thought that was the case. He hasn't coached in the NBA since leading the Rockets from 2003 to 2007. But he has worked for a coach for USA Basketball since 2017. I'm just not a big fan of these coaches coming out of. This goes to that baseball one with the White Sox, interviewing 76-year-old Tony La Russa, that we'll talk with Adam about here when he joins us. I'm just not a big fan of these coaches that leave the sport for a while, go into broadcasting or whatnot, like John Gruden's, and then they come back into the sport again. I'm not a big fan of it, never have been. I don't even know if it's ever been successful. If it has, off the top of my head, I can't think of it. But, I mean, Jeff Van Gundy has a career coaching record of 430 and 318. Of course, he was with the Knicks for a while and stuff. So that's a .575%, so 57%. Over parts of 11 seasons, as head coach in New York and Houston. But he's 44 and 44 in the playoffs. But he did take the Knicks, of course, to the 99 NBA Finals. Which anybody that takes the Knicks to the finals, congratulations there, right? My favorite memory of Jeff Van Gundy is when the Suns and the Knicks got in that big brawl, and Jeff Van Gundy's like holding on to one of the players' legs, and his comb overs like flying through the air and everything. It was pretty funny. I don't get what Houston's doing. I guess at this point, with the other news from the Rockets today, that also is shocking. Their GM stepped down today. So Daryl Morey, of course, is stepping down. He's been running the franchise operations there in Houston since 2007-2008 season. So he went to the managers. Of course, Morey is most known. He's made a ton of trades. He's got the Houston Rockets to notability and everything with trades he's done and things like that. The Rockets have made the playoffs in 8 consecutive seasons, which is the longest active streak in the NBA. He signed a 5-year contract extension in early 2019. Of course, what's he mostly known for? For those of you that in the woke crowd, he's the one that called out China's pushback, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, against Taiwan, which, of course, the NBA then lost a ton of money because China got mad at the NBA. The other owners freaked out. Of course, LeBron James and all the woke crowd, Steve Kerr and them, all of a sudden stopped talking about social injustice in China, things like that. It led to all that. It started with Maury there. So gotta be kind of wonders if this is part of the deal on what's coming with that. We don't really get into that stuff here, but I just find it interesting because he just signed a contract extension. They have a good team. He's going to have to find, obviously, um, reasons to step down. So that's big news in Houston. So on the NBA front, that's a big deal for these guys. Basically, Houston's starting over from everywhere. Ownership obviously is going to be new. The players, for the most part, are going to be new. Harden's coming back, things like that. So big news there. The other thing is all these teams are starting to come out with their new jerseys for the 2020-21 season. Toronto Raptors came out with theirs the other day. It's all right, I guess, for a basketball jersey. I don't understand, I don't understand the arrow one, but if you haven't seen it, it's like an arrow and then it says Raptors up the top and then down on the other side. Even the hype video kind of left a little bit to be desired, which I think is the best part of jersey reveals is the hype videos for them and why they do what they do. So they call them the new Association and Icon Edition uniforms, which are white and red, feature a new chevron across the chest, which is meant to symbolize the North, represent the team's past achievements, and mark the path forward. I also love how they get all like deep. They get deep with their with their hype videos. This is what our jerseys mean. We're symbolizing the team's past achievements. We're gonna mark the path forward, and we're going to symbolize the North, which of course is their deals there. So all sorts of fun stuff. I'm just not the biggest fan of when you come up with that deep stuff on jerseys when they reveal them and whatnot. Sorry there. I'm checking in. I'm logging into Facebook here for the comments and whatnot. Here's we go through. Basically, then the Statement Edition uniforms, which are black with red accents, are meant to bring about memories of the Raptors' old dinosaur uniforms with running dark gray jagged pinstripes throughout the design. It will also be only one of 5 uniforms that has the Jordan Brand Jumpman logo on the right shoulder with the swoosh on there. So as I'm doing this here, I am getting these videos ready because I'm going to post them and you guys can see it as well. Obviously, you can look them up, but why? I'm all inclusive here. On the show, as you guys all know here. I'm just trying to find. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Let me figure everything out. But I mean, NBA news obviously is getting lost in nothing major at this point. AD, of course, came out today and said that he wants to, re-sign with the Lakers, which is the first time he's come out and said that. Excuse me here. So it's the first time he said he wants to sign with them again, coming out. So I guess that's news. Is anybody shocked by that? I don't think anybody is at any point. Shocked by him wanting to do that at all. Let's see here. So yeah, basically that's the NBA news there, right? So as I get this loaded up here, so I was checking my phone for news on a couple texts that came in there, just making sure everything was good on that side. So here is their black jerseys, which I think are the nicest ones. I like these ones the most. Boom. For those of you watching online. So basically it's the same thing. Those are the Jumpman ones, and they have the Nike logo, of course, between the two of those. But you see in the first one there that see the chevron there that goes up and down with the Raptors. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think it's that great, but obviously the market isn't for people like me. I fully acknowledge that I am not, in that deal where the Raptors are trying to impress me with their jerseys uh, by any stretch of the imagination. That is absolutely the case. What I'm dealing with. So, Adam, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine this afternoon.
Nice. Well, I don't know what's going on with your lighting here, but
I'm in the dungeon today, so hold on.
you look a little ghosty. Let me show everybody here. It looks as what Adam looks like.
Yeah, I'm in the cold dungeon. It's cold in the basement today. Shipped to the basement today.
Let me get this echo out here. Give me just an uno momento, por favor. All right. Can you still hear me, Adam?
Let me go hit a light and see if it makes a difference. Hold on.
Hit a light. Hit a light. Hit a light. So yeah, that's NBA news. We just wanted to hit on that real quick here while we're dealing with everything. All right. I changed some settings on my computer yesterday that I forgot I have to change back. As we get into it.
That's the only light that we have.
That's all right. You're just gonna look like a ghost. You're gonna look ghostly.
Let's see if I take off this.
Well, it's the lighting. It's just the lighting that's on you. Let's watch Adam try to figure out his computer. Adam, can you hear me? I don't think Adam can hear me. Can you hear me, Adam?
I can hear you.
All right, I just making sure. Intern on Facebook says you look like Voldemort, so congratulations.
All right, at least that's fine.
Dude, that reminds me. That backdrop reminds me as we talk about this for a minute. First of all, I didn't get caught up on it. I decided I'm gonna wait for the episodes this week because we're coming down to the end. I'm gonna finish getting caught up for 2 weeks. But I got a gift from Intern when she went on vacation to San Diego. That's pretty fantastic that I'll have to show you. I don't have it in the office. It's at the house. So I'll have to bring it to the office and show you guys. But it's pretty great for Big Brother fans. Completely unnecessary. I don't need it. I will never tell her how much I liked it. But it's pretty spectacular. Big Brother people will like it. You look like... no, you know what you look like? But Mikkel on Facebook also says that Steve caught up with Big Brother. Could be a big eviction tonight. Of course it's going to be a big eviction. And as
They're
you
all
just
big
heard,
eviction now.
I know. As you just heard, no, I've been slacking. And I'm feeling it on the blender today and tomorrow. So now I'm like, shoot.
Oh, geez. We won't even know Steve anymore.
I know.
Uh-oh. Right? Big timing again. Big timing again.
Yeah, I know.
Do you got 12 minutes for a podcast, Steve?
I don't know, Adam. Do you have 10 minutes for a
podcast?
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it's been this week. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't know.
Oh my God, no, I know, Steve. I got about 14 minutes for a podcast this week. It has been, they sell you on this job thing where, oh yeah, it's 3 12-hour days and you're done. Yeah, mandatory overtime. Could I get some mandatory fucking sleep at this point?
Right? Dang, even dropping the F-bomb. I like it. Hey, also, Mikkel, real quick, let me answer him real fast because I can't type it out for some reason on my phone. My phone's acting weird. But we got Cleveland at Pitt, Chicago at Carolina, Green Bay at Tampa Bay, Kansas City at Buffalo, Arizona at Dallas. I was going to email you here just a few. Unlike Adam, I am not big time. I got up this morning. I had to go paint a door at a property for my other job, and that I run. I had to get the guys set up on the landscaping and stuff, and get a door painted. So I got up early this morning. I went and did that, and I still got here for a podcast. Adam, what's your excuse? Sleep?
No, I had to get up this morning. I had to go get blood work done. And then I had to come work a little bit, and then I had to do the podcast, and then I have to go back, and now I have to work a little bit more after this podcast is over, and then I have to kind of flip my schedule around so I can work from 5 p.m. tomorrow night to 5 a.m. on Saturday. So it's a very complex situation I have going on these days, and all I can say is thank God for Monsters. because Monsters are on sale this week and not the bank, so we're on Monsters this week. But
Does that
yeah,
does that affect like if you change them, do you get a different jolt of energy between the two, or
no, I will actually go on the.
oh, oh, sorry man, hold on a second. Don't answer that. I messed up.
Okay.
All right, no, what now? We answer it now. Go.
What's it called when it's not real? It's a placebo. What is
Yeah,
that thing?
placebo. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that all the energy drinks are placebos to me at this point.
Right.
So I don't really think it matters what I drink. But here's what the problem is. So when Bangs are on sale, it's two for like $4.29. When Monsters are on sale, it's buy two get one free. So it means you're getting three for the day, Steve. And you know what happens if I get two? I'm going to drink two. If I get three, I'm going to drink three, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's just you're not going to save it for the next day because then you're still out of whack, and it just doesn't the math doesn't add up. So I prefer when Bang is two for $4.29 because I feel that two is enough and three is too much. But I'm not going to go with just three. I'm not just going to drink two and put the other one in the fridge. It's not going to happen. I'm going to drink it.
Dude, there was so much like math going on there. I'm confused.
Okay, two for $4.29.
Do you have a whiteboard?
I could probably share one if you give me a few minutes, I could probably figure out how to do that. But let's just do the basics. You have two for $4.29 or buy two get three free, which is actually still like $6 freaking by the time it's done. But I feel like I'm getting something free anyway, and I'm drinking an extra one a day. So let's get Bang to go back to two for $4.29, and things will be much easier. That's all I'm really getting at the bottom line.
My headphones got stuck in my chair. Sorry about that.
Oh, you weren't listening. It's okay.
No, I was listening.
I got you.
I was
No
listening
worries.
to
No
your
worries.
breakdown. I just zoned out when math kept getting involved. 2 for 4, 9 for 17, 6 for 12. I don't know what's going on.
You know what, Steve? At the end of the day, it's just money.
Hey, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar.
Oh man.
I wonder about that. I wonder who else. What genius made that saying up?
I wouldn't call him a genius. You know what I would call him? The fill-in host for the Daily Blunder.
the apparently the permanent one, right?
Right, Mr. Big Time, if you will.
Yeah. So I got that from 3 to 6 today because there's no Thursday night football. It was funny when they asked me last week. I was like, yeah, heck yeah, partial day on Thursday. Heck yeah. Then they cancel it. Now I'm like, don't 3 hours. Nah, it's always a good time. I know I'm joking around with it and everything. It's always a good time. So listen in on 1580 later on. And of course, tomorrow I'm filling in for Randy. He has a couple days off. But Adam, unfortunately, Phoenix has hit a record that none of us like.
What's that?
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
We have hit 100-degree days on record-breaking half of the days in 2020.
Now, see, you're complaining about that, Steve. And you know what? Right now, I'm in the basement, the garage. It's 52 degrees outside, and it is freezing. It's colder in here, I tell you. I'm looking for a blanket. I got jeans. Where's the boots?
Adam, we
Hoodies.
had 144 days of 100+ degree temperatures, and it's not over, by the way. We're still experiencing them.
Well, if you need it to change, I'll just fly out. It'll be freaking 70.
Bring it with you.
There'll be no pool. There'll be nothing.
I'm prepared to pay your plane ticket if you bring it with you.
Well, I could probably figure out a way. Let me figure out the calendar because I'll work it out where it works out that way.
Because
I'm jonesing for a trip. I'm not even gonna lie. I keep looking and looking. I'm
we are
jonesing.
halfway through October, and we're still at 100-degree temperatures. And the end isn't in sight. Obviously, I'm not the weather guy, right? I leave that to Randy. I've done it a couple times.
That's a Randy. Yeah, no gimmick infringement there. That is a Randy White thing. So
actually, looking at the map now, we are. I think yesterday we hit 100, but actually now we're 97, 99 tomorrow. Saturday's 98, 96. So it looks like we finally broke. Yeah, because next week's in the 80s. So maybe now we've finally broken it. But we broke the record. 144 days, Adam. Do you know how many days that is in a year to be over 100 degrees?
You're trying to do math again. You
It's
were having problems
144 days, Adam. That's how many. That's 4 months,
with.
right? Plus 20
Yeah,
days.
you live in the West, in the desert, Steve. I mean, let's.
Adam, it doesn't do this all the time. It's a record-breaking year. You act like it happens every
This
year.
is well, Steve. It's unprecedented, so nothing surprises me in 2020. Okay.
It's 2020. One thing, Adam, before we get to baseball, that 2020 has given us that we should all be thankful for. I said it last night on the radio show. No Thursday night football tonight. So, woohoo!
No, that's a good thing. I
I'm
mean,
not a big, I hate Thursday
I
night
get
football.
I get
like
Big
always.
Brother tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really get to watch. I don't really get to watch Thursday night football. Well, now I do that. It's on Fox, but
Yeah, when they simulcast it, you do, but not the other
Yeah.
ones, right? So,
right.
yeah.
No, but I still got baseball to watch, and I got baseball to watch. I got Big Brother to watch. The Amazing Race started yesterday. I didn't catch that, so I got to come back and watch that.
I always let that go like a week or two, and then I get caught up because that's my favorite one by far. Like that is Amazing Race is the best show ever. They do that in like 30 days too. It's not something that's spread out over time. That's why when you watch it, especially a couple weeks in or whatever, the you're like, how could they make such a stupid mistake? It's because they're exhausted. They
Right.
get days off and stuff, but it's just pretty bad. But
Yeah,
Adam,
so I missed that last night, so I got that one to catch up on.
I'll let
and
that. I'm gonna get caught up with Big Brother first this weekend. I'm gonna do it. I have to. I just have to. It's killing me because like I said, I know who's gone. I just don't know the circumstances and stuff.
Right.
Type of a thing, and I just gotta do it. I just gotta buckle down, Cindy, and get it done. So, baseball, Adam. Last night, 15-3 ended up being the final, right? I think.
Yeah, sounds about right to me.
I turned it off
It
at
was
the-
definitely a lot to a little.
I turned it off at the
15
station.
to 3, the Dodgers over the Braves, and then in a tight one, the Astros stay alive with a 4-3 victory over the Rays.
Yes, and I mean that series is over. It's just a matter of how many games it's going to go now, right? But
Yeah.
I said last night I'm shocked at I picked the Astros to win the series. I just thought their experience would come out on top a little bit. But the issue that I was surprised by was that the Astros can't field the ball. They aren't running out routine fly balls to catch them. Altuve can't throw and hit a side of a barn from 2 feet away right now. He's got the yips or whatever you call it. And that's been the most shocking thing. Now, last night you're not surprised the Astros won it because Greinke went out there and did what he does. But yeah, so I mean, does that series end tonight or what?
Yeah, that one's over tonight. That's done and over with for tonight. The Rays keep my prediction streak going, and that one's done tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, I picked these wrong. But I'm more intrigued by the Dodgers the other night. Atlanta won Game 2 with Kershaw being benched, and Dodgers, came back at the end. Their ninth inning, made it a game at the end. Huge hits, lots of runs scored. Then last night they continue it. They're not going to be able to continue that the rest of the season, right? So, but today's a huge game for that because if Kershaw goes out there and dominates and they win that game and tie that series up, momentum goes back to the Dodgers, right?
Yeah, definitely momentum switches back to the Dodgers with a win tonight. And I think that they have to. I mean, I think that with the shellacking that the Dodgers put on the Braves, that's kind of demoralizing going into the next game. The close losses don't seem to affect teams as much as getting just your ass whooped the day before. And then knowing that you got Kershaw going the next day, that just kind of defeats your locker room before the game even starts.
I don't think so. I don't think Kershaw's not the monster you think he is. I don't think Atlanta's cowering in the locker room that Kershaw's pitching tonight. No way. There's no way they're doing that, especially
But
with
they're such a young
postseason
team,
history.
Steve. The Braves are such a young team.
So they don't care.
You know what? Yeah.
They're like, fuck Kershaw. Damn, bring him. That guy, the guy that can't win in the playoffs? Sweet, bring him on. Ain't afraid.
All right. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm probably making it up right now, but that's
Yeah,
what I'm
you
thinking.
are, but so what? It's the same as I'm making up, just the opposite end of it. So, I mean, hey, whose ever make-believe story works out better, works fine.
Right? So tonight, Rays Astros are 5 p.m. Eastern. So what's that, 2 p.m.? So that'll be going on while I'm on the blender. So tune in. And then Dodgers Braves, the more interesting series, is going to be at 5 p.m. Phoenix time, so 7 your time tonight. So that's one most interesting because this is a pivotal game. I mean, the Dodgers aren't out of it if they lose tonight and go down 3-1, but definitely it's going to be a lot easier for them if it's 2-2 going into this. The thing about Atlanta is you can't count them out. They're young, yeah, Adam. They're absolutely young. But they're not in over their heads. They're not like the Padres that hit that wall and didn't know what to do with themselves after they got there. So just throwing it out there.
That's right. Well, see, I have to throw some things out there today too, Steve, because last week I threw out, White Sox should fire Ricky Renteria.
Here we go.
I had no real shot that it was going to happen. Didn't really believe it, but I threw it out there. And guess what, Steve?
It happened.
It happened. So today, I'm going to throw another one out there.
All right.
And that is, I just got done reading a nice little article here on MLB.com. The likely suitors for my guy,
Trevor
Bauer. And guess what? Guess who's on the list there, Steve?
I know. I have that
Checking in at
too.
number 5, the White Sox, with $30 million coming off the books. Let's get him signed, put him in a uniform, and then Adams' 2020 offseason is fine. I feel good.
I mean, Tony La Russa and Trevor Bauer are going to get along splendidly.
Oh, let's not throw that out. We're trying not to throw things out that I don't want to happen, Steve. So we're not going to throw that. Now, if it was 1983 and we were winning ugly and I was young again, wow, if Tony La Russa gets to be manager of the White Sox, I get to go back to be 83 and start this whole thing over again.
The problem is like people say that like, oh, I'd go back and change. You wouldn't change stuff because you were different back then, like you still make the same stupid mistakes and everything. So,
well, I could think of a few that I would definitely try to avoid. Okay.
Well, see, Trevor Bauer is going to, he wants to. The question is, because money's going to be down this year, so does Trevor Bauer only sign a 1-year deal? In order to like approve it year with somebody.
Isn't he out there saying that he only wants to sign 1-year deals though? Hasn't that been his deal?
Yes. So, but somebody's going to throw $33 million at you. You're not going to turn that down a year for 10 years. You're not going to turn that down, are you?
No, but Trevor Bauer's his own guy though. You know what I mean? Like he's not cut from the same cloth. So
this is what
anything's
he says.
Totally possible.
This is what he says, too, on MLB Network Radio on Sirius XM. Here, let me load this up here real quick, because that way you guys can hear it from him himself. All right, here we go.
My decision is going to be based on a couple key things. One, I want to win. I want to be with the team that it's a winning culture. I want to be there in the playoffs. I want to have a chance at a World Series. Like that. That's one thing that really drives me. I want a chance to pitch every 4th day instead of every 5th. That really drives me. And so going along with that, how's the medical staff? How's the technology, the information that's available on the coaching staff? What's the culture of the organization like? Stuff like that. So those are the things that I want to do. And that's really what's going to drive my decision, not necessarily who I know on the team or who I don't. I think the NBA is a lot more like that than baseball is, where you have superstars recruiting other superstars.
So the key that he says there, I'm not going to play all 2 minutes and whatever seconds of it, but the key that he says there is in the screenshot there. I want a chance to pitch every 4th day instead of every 5th. That really drives me. Who says that besides Trevor Bauer?
Go ahead, put him on the books. That's fine. He can pitch every 4th day. He was saying about the medical staff, Herm Schneider, one of the best in the business. Put him on a team, Steve. Get that man a contract.
My favorite part on that is you said the number 5 White Sox on this list. It's funny how you skipped over the Reds, who, by the way, is his current team, and an up-and-coming team, and he's familiar with them, right? And they have said they will do, quote, everything we can, unquote, to keep Bauer. And then he's even said the Reds are, quote, a team that I can win with, unquote. They made it to the postseason this year, which is huge for him because they haven't done that since 2013. He likes their pitching coordinator. He's improved his pitching since he's been there. His pitching coach there, he likes him a lot. So obviously it's going to come down to average value of his contract because he's going to be the highest paid pitcher signed this offseason in terms of an average dollar amount. So Reds are up there, right? Because he's familiar with them and he likes it there. So that's one. But then you conveniently didn't bring the Yankees. The Yankees want anybody, they go get him. So if the Yankees want him, they're going to go sign him, right? Especially the one thing about that is Yankees, I don't think will sign him for a 1-year deal with that money since, they just gave Garrett Cole the 9-year, $324 million. But so it would be a bold move for the Yankees to sign him, but, Yankees want him, they're going to go get him, right? That's a 1-year deal. So, of course, the Yankees, have something to play with this year because they have Tanaka, Paxton, and J.A. Happ are all free agents this winter. So they have rooms to move them into there, of course. And here's the other side, Adam. I saw this on a different article. Garrett Cole and Bauer were UCLA teammates, and they reportedly don't care for one another. They hate each other.
Well, that's a good thing. That's fine. Like I said,
Bauer's just recently.
Steve, this is all just about me and my dreams.
I know.
And I'm putting White Sox stuff out in the universe that I want to happen.
It gets better though, Adam.
Why
You
does it
also
keep getting
conveniently
better, Steve?
skipped over that. Number 3 on this list to sign him, favored to sign him, is the Twins. Your, of course, AL Central rival.
Steve, that can't happen. That can't happen, Steve, because that would be disastrous. I am not. No. See, listen. I became a proud member of the Trevor Bauer fan club. I signed a commitment to that, Steve. And now, if he was to go to Minnesota, I would be in violation of that contract. So it just can't happen. Out of all the teams that are there, that's the one that cannot happen. That is the one that I refuse to allow happen. I will do everything in my power to allow that, to make sure that it does not happen. I don't know what that could be, but I'm not allowing it.
If he signs with the Twins, are you going to request you get your $25 Bauer fan club membership dollar back that you sent in this year?
Yes, Steve. You'll be seeing an issue on your credit card, a refund on the credit card.
Oh, you use my card?
Sure.
I really look at my
I don't
more often.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I figured you wouldn't notice it, so I just threw it on there. It's just a business expense. It's fine.
But then you also failed to mention that
you were thinking that I had $25. That was what was funny on that whole thing. Jeez.
But you also failed to mention that maybe he doesn't like White Sox. Maybe he prefers Red Sox.
He loves the White Sox.
Red Sox
Him
are
and
listed
TA
above
are
the
tight.
White Sox as well.
The Red Sox are he wants to win. He wants to win. He wants to put a pair of White Sox on and win. Red Sox aren't winning anything.
Red Sox have reset their luxury tax situation this year. That's why they were so bad. They basically, ate all that money up so they could have things. So they can make big moves this year in the offseason to improve their team. And, if anybody can improve it, the Red Sox can in a year. So they're above them. But then after the White Sox, on top of it, you have my Angels. Angels can spend as much money as they want to on them. And the Angels need what, Adam? Starting pitching.
Steve, you know what, Steve? I figured out why you're not a teacher. Because you're crushing the youth of America. You're crushing dreams.
You're older than me, man. What are you talking about? You're older than me.
I know, but I don't care. It's fine. You're crushing my dreams.
Then you have the Mets. If he wants to be injured all the time and still get a huge paycheck and be injured all the time, then the Mets are the place for him, right? Because Stroman's always hurt. Basically, every starting pitcher is hurt with the Mets every year, Syndergaard. So if he wants to be injured a lot, then the Mets is where you sign, right? But then they have the Cubs on this list. And
I won't talk about the Cubs.
The Cubs are going to lose 60% of their rotation this offseason because they're not. Obviously, John Lester is going to be gone this year because he possesses a $25 million mutual option and then only a $10 million buyout. So they're probably going to buy him out. Quintana and Chatwood are both free agents. That's not going to command a lot of money there for the Cubs. I'm not too sure they're going to re-sign him. And the club, Chicago, has said repeatedly, Theo, that he plans to dip his toes into the high end of the free agent market, which, by the way, that means Trevor Bauer because there's only one pitcher this year for a high end. That deal, I'm just saying, you just conveniently left out all these other teams.
Because they're all irrelevant, Steve. They're all irrelevant. The only thing that matters to me is the White Sox getting them.
There are 8 pitchers in the majors with an average annual salary of at least $30 million, Adam. That is the floor of the Trevor Bauer deal. Do you think the White Sox signing Trevor Bauer for the minimum of $30 million for the 1-year deal. Let's just assume he's only going to want to do a 1-year deal. You think that's going to put the White Sox over the top with Tony La Russa as your head coach, as your manager?
Steve, we're not putting bad things into the universe today. Tony La Russa as a manager is probably a bad thing. So let's not put that out there.
$30 million is the floor. He can actually get and command
I'm fine.
Get
you know what?
More than
Write
Cole's
that man a check.
$36 million.
Write that man a check. You need what we saw in that damn Oakland Athletic series is we need a pitcher. And that pitcher, if I had Trevor Bauer, guess what? I'm still playing baseball right now. Still playing baseball, Steve. Instead, I'm watching baseball.
Who are you going to give up to support a $36 million deal?
I've got $30 million coming off the books this year, Steve. $30 million's coming right off the top already. That's fine.
It's going right into Renteria's pocket as he gets paid still.
Oh, Renteria was the lowest paid manager in baseball.
While they signed Tony La Russa, that isn't going to be cheap.
Oh, you just got to keep digging that whole thing, don't you? You know what I should have done? I should have been all for Tony La Russa coming back, and then I wouldn't have had to hear about it.
Oh, no. No. Don't misunderstand. I'm making fun of Tony La Russa, 76-year-old. Hey, that's an embarrassment, Adam. I'm making fun of it because it's an embarrassment. That of all the managers you could go after, the one that leaks and the one that's most out there is 76-year-old Tony La Russa, who hasn't managed since in 9 years. And has been on horrible front office moves for the last 9 years. No, trust me. It was being made fun of regardless of whether you liked it or not. Because it just shows how bad the organization is that they were like, who should we hire? Okay, you got AJ Hinch out there. You got Alex Cora. They fit the thing we want to go to. And then somebody actually in a meeting said, I think we should talk to Tony La Russa. What do you guys think? Anybody else? And everybody went, that's a great move. Let's see if we can get permission to talk to him. Come on, man. That's a joke, right? It's a joke. It needs to be made fun of. It is going to be made fun of. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be made fun of by this guy.
I'm going to put it out there because, hey, I never thought that Ricky Renteria would be fired, so I'm going to just put it out there. Bring back 13. That's all. Just bring back 13. Things would be fine.
You have to explain to non-White Sox fans and people that don't care about a franchise that hasn't been good over the years who number 13 is.
Number 13 is the 2005 World Series manager, Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah, he went out
to Miami. He got his big boat. Now just come back. He wants the job. He wants the job more than he wants anything else in this world.
Well,
you hear him on the postgame show.
That's the problem. When you're a jerk and nobody likes you, you don't get hired usually, Adam. You should know this.
Wow. Ouch. Wow. All right.
Well,
you can reach me at
you almost gave my Twitter handle.
Wow.
I'm
hurt.
Was fantastic right there. So
I'm hurt.
Nobody, of course, last night has done what LA did in the first inning last night. They scored 11 runs. And if there's any question on who the worst broadcaster on the face of the planet is, being Joe Buck, then people aren't listening because he used the word historic like 72 times last night during this whole first inning thing, and it was just atrocious. Listening to him say the word historic repeatedly over time and time again, it was driving me batty. I'm glad I went on the air at 6 so I didn't have to continue to listen to it because it was so bad. It was just like, okay, we get it, man. We get it, Joe Buck. We get it. Let it go. So again, today you have 5 p.m. Phoenix time, Dodgers at Atlanta. It's going to be on Fox tonight because no Thursday night football. So it's actually getting the big boy treatment on Fox tonight. So hopefully they can make that a good game. And then, like I said before, the other game starts at 2 p.m. Tampa Bay, Houston. See if Houston can keep this alive. If this series goes to 3-2, it's going to get interesting. Doesn't mean Tampa Bay's not going to win it, but they're extending it when they, quite frankly, I think Tampa Bay is probably going to win the World Series. I'm not going to, they're just that good and they're just dominating right now. And who doesn't want the team with the worst, the lowest payroll that are in the playoffs right now by a lot? Who doesn't want to see them win? I'm just throwing that out there for everybody. It would be fantastic if Tampa Bay can do it. And just goes to show you play as a team, you can win the World Series, no doubt about it. So as we, let me get out of my NBA screens here really quick. You'll just have to see how Kershaw does tonight as well. He's got that history. He's got a bad back that flares up on him from time to time. Doesn't mean tonight it's not. But a lot of pressure on him now to even this series up, and we'll have to see if he can do it. So pay attention tonight. So, Adam.
Yes, sir.
15 stats and facts from NLCS. Game 3 stunner, they're calling it. The stunner.
The stunner.
Obviously, number one is what? The first inning, right? That's the most amazing thing. Most runs scored in an inning in the playoffs, 11. They took an 11-0 lead in the top of the first. The previous record was what, Adam? Do you know what the previous record was in first inning scoring? Any idea?
I'm going to go 10.
Did you look it up?
No, I'm trying to find the article that you're looking at right now, actually. But no, I did
10
not look
runs,
it up.
so it's the previous record. It has been done 4 times.
Okay.
Who was the last team that had it happen to him, Adam? This is I knew this one last night because I remember this game last year. It was an elimination game. The Braves last year, an elimination game, went out there and they got lit up for 10 runs in the first inning last year. It was the Braves. Yes.
Yes, I actually kind of remember talking about that.
Yeah, that was a winner-take-all Game 5 against the Cardinals. Yes. So they scored 10 in the top of the first. And the Braves are now the first team to allow 10 or more runs in an inning multiple times in postseason play. So that's even a factor right there. So how long has it been since the Dodgers scored 11 or more runs in a single inning, according to the Elias Sports Bureau, the official record keepers of the Major League Baseball, Adam?
I'm going to go sometime in the 80s.
Oh, my goodness. Who doesn't remember August 8th, 1954? The place was at Brooklyn's Ebbets Field. The Dodgers were hosting the Reds and played 13 runs in the 8th inning to blow open a 7-5 game behind the bats of who doesn't remember Gil Hodges, Pee Wee Reese, Jackie Robinson, and a bunch of other Dodgers there at Ebbets Field. I remember this game like it was yesterday.
Well, you might have watched it yesterday, knowing your TV habits.
So, 1954, oddly enough, Adam, the Braves have now been involved in 2 high-scoring innings of 2020. On September 9th, they were the ones that did the bashing. They ended up putting 11-run second inning in a 29-9 rout of the Marlins. So isn't that fascinating? They've been on the positive side and they've been on the negative side of this, both last year and then this year also. And then how many home runs did the Dodgers hit in the first inning to get 11 runs last night, Adam?
6.
You think they had 6 home runs to get to 11?
Oh, no. I thought you said hits. I was
home runs.
I'm going to go 0.
Yeah, that's the answer I would have given because if I'm asking it, it seemed like it would be.
Yeah.
Actually, it was 3.
Okay, I mean, yeah, without
3.
knowing, so I mean, the 0 seemed like the right answer.
I know, right? That's what I would have given too. Because why are you asking that if it's not something spectacular? But no, it was only 3 actually. Jock Peterson had the 3-run shot. Edwin Rios had a solo shot, and then Max Muncy had to show them all up and hit his grand slam. But it was the first time in postseason history that a team homered 3 times in the first inning of a game. That's pretty fascinating. Look at all these firsts. Then this one. Each of the 3 home runs, plus doubles by Corey Seager and Will Smith, had an exit velocity of 105 miles per hour or harder. Wow. I hate exit velocity stats, but this one's just goes into the lore of this game that everybody's hyping up, right? It was the first time since StatCap began tracking in 2015 that a team had 5 base hits of 105 plus mile per hour hits in the same inning. Stupid stat, but it just goes to the lore that they're trying to create of this first inning. How great this first inning was last night, right? So, yeah. So, the Dodgers finished with 15 runs, Adam, the most in postseason game in franchise history. What was their prior record of runs scored in a playoff game? How many runs was that, Adam?
11.
Close. 13. 2013 NLDS Game 3, also against the Braves, if you're noticing a trend here. And the 1956 World Series Game 2 against the Yankees. But you're noticing a trend here that the Braves tend to be on the other end of these? It was only the 13th time in postseason history that any team scored at least 15 runs in a game. And the Dodgers tied the NLCS record set by the Braves in a 15-0 win over the Cardinals in Game 7 of the 1996 NLCS. Again, you noticing a trend, Adam.
I got the trend.
A lot
Definitely
of Dodgers, Braves, right? The Dodgers won by 12 runs, marking the largest win of a postseason game in franchise history. What was the prior record, Adam, for the Dodgers franchise winning by how many runs?
Let's go.
I like how you're like thinking like, well, that was that 86.
Right, I'm debating. I'm going to go 9.
11.
Damn it.
The prior record had been an 11-run win in the 1974 NLCS Game 4 against the Pirates. Dodgers won that one 12-1. The only other time the Dodgers have won by 10 runs, what year do you think that was, Adam?
1954.
No, 2017. That was Game 5 against the Cubs, dude. Come on.
Hey, listen. I was every time I went in early, I was in the 50s, so I figured I'd go to the 50s. Hey, you're throwing all these numbers at me, Steve. I'm very confused.
Mm-hmm. So Atlanta, here's the stat that gets you, right? This is the one I love. Because going into this game, the ERA for the Atlanta Braves was something like .94 or something, right? Atlanta's first 7 games, its pitchers gave up a total of 13 runs, Adam. But the majority of those came during the Dodgers' furious late rally in Game 2. Here's how the Braves' postseason pitching breaks down, with the dividing line being the 7th inning of Game 2. So are you ready for this, Adam?
I am sitting down and I am ready.
First 64 innings pitches, which means before the 7th inning of Game 2 here, 6 runs allowed. 6. After Game 7 and yesterday's game, or 7th inning in yesterday's game, Adam, 22 runs. Boom. Atlanta's pitching fell apart in, what was that, 9, 10, 11 innings. Or 6 innings, actually. What am I doing? Braves starting pitchers have allowed just 5 runs in 38 2/3 innings across those first 7 games, including 6 scoreless frames. But in his inning, of course, including from Kyle Wright in Game 3 of the NLDS against the Marlins. But in Wright's outing Wednesday, he gave up more runs, 7, while recording just 2 outs. Of course, Wright is a 25-year-old rookie right-hander. So the game was above him yesterday, right? He just struggled a little bit, just a little bit. He became the first starting pitcher in postseason history to allow at least 7 runs without escaping the first inning. Of the previous starters to allow 6 runs and not make it out of the first inning in a playoff game, who was the other one, Adam? Who was one of them? This can't be hard because I just told you it was last year for the Atlanta Braves in Game 5 of the NLDS. Come on, Adam. I've never heard of this guy. Mike Fulwinowicz. Fultonowicz.
The name was on the tip of my tongue, Steve, and you went to it too fast is what happened. You didn't give me an opportunity to answer the question, Steve. You just moved right along.
Yeah, I was going to wait until you named all these pitchers on the Atlanta Braves. I was going to be like, no, man, Mike Fulwinowicz.
Listen, my Google would have worked just fine really fast. I was just in the middle of typing, and then you went too fast, okay? If you want to ask a question, give me the producer of the show doesn't send me anything anymore. I fly blind. I mean, I get nothing. There's going to be a well-worded email that I'm going to need somebody to proofread and all that stuff.
I'll proofread it. Since you're sending it to me, just send it to me. I'll proofread it. I'll make the changes necessary.
Okay.
Send it back to you.
And then
don't look at it. And then you send it back to me.
Okay. I have something playing in the background here. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Oh, we can. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what screen it was on.
But I just find it interesting on what is going on last night. It's dumb. Baseball is all about stats and all that garbage and stuff, but it's just fun. Those things are fun to watch and everything, and I enjoy them. So we just looked at it, but so Adam,
Steve.
Has this baseball offseason, postseason been exciting to you?
Yes, it has been. I love it.
It has.
I love baseball. Because of what, Steve? I love baseball.
Okay.
I love baseball, so it has been. Of course, it has been.
Because here's the question. I posed it last night, and most people said they're liking it. But I mean, here's the thing, right? First round series. San Diego, St. Louis went to the third game. That was an exciting series, but the Dodgers Brewers wasn't, right? Miami Cubs wasn't. Atlanta beating the Reds wasn't exciting. Then if you even go to this, Atlanta beating the Marlins 3-0 wasn't an exciting series. The Dodgers beating the Padres wasn't an exciting series in the divisional series. And right now, Atlanta Dodgers, it became exciting last night because it's 2-1 now. So we'll see what happens tonight, right? But then in the ALs too, I mean, Tampa Bay killing the Buffalo/Toronto Blue Jays 2-0. Yankees beating Cleveland 2-0. Houston beating the Twins 2-0. The A's and the Sox went 2-1, but even that third game, even you'll admit, was kind of a snoozer, not that exciting because 8 billion pitching matchup changes, right? But even then, they at least went the full 3 games. Then you go to the divisional series, Tampa Bay Yankees. That was actually really exciting. I wish that would have been 7 games, right? So one series is super exciting so far on the AL side. Houston beat the A's 3-1, and then now Tampa Bay's leading Houston 3-1. Where's the competitive nature in Major League Baseball right now? Why are these
the competitive nature is, Steve, that a little duck snort here, a non-air there, anything can change these games to make them interesting, Steve. So that's the beauty of baseball. It's pitch by pitch, hit by hit. Anything can happen, Steve.
There's no competition.
Not when it's 15-3, but whatever. Anything could happen, Steve. God, baseball is such a beautiful game.
Mikkel on Facebook says
so much better than that hockey bull crap. Jeez, who wants to watch that shit?
Everybody that doesn't want to watch a sweep happen in every round of the playoffs. So Mikkel says, "All right, Adam, sounds like a grievance coming from Adam. Don't hold back, Adam. Demand better treatment."
I'm going to, Mikkel. Listen, dude. If we want to go behind the scenes, I'll tell some stories of used to have all this. You know what? I'm going to sell you out, Steve. I'm throwing you down the river.
Hold on. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Used to have. I'd get up in the morning on a show day. I'd have a nice little thing that said the main event episode, and it would tell me what we were going to talk about. And you know what, Miguel? I would beat Miguel. I'd know what we were doing. I'd know what Steve was going to play. I would know what Trevor Bauer thing he was going to play. I'd be able to, because I can't hear it behind the scenes. And now you know what I get? I get a text 3 minutes before the show. Are you ready? That's what I get now. That's where we're at now. So, I don't know if it's intern's fault. I'm going to go with intern's fault because Steve writes the check, so I'll go with intern's fault. But, damn it, I'm upset. And that rant brought to you by the commission not to hire Tony La Russa.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I can't keep going on it.
All right. I'm sorry, Adam. I apologize that you didn't put show notes together and you weren't prepared. I apologize. That's my fault, Adam. I'll take responsibility for that.
Listen, Steve, I've had a week, okay? I've had a week.
So
I'm just playing, by the way.
I know. Well,
it's fun.
I know. I don't.
Kind
I
of.
don't
Sort
care.
of, maybe.
Um,
It's all intern's fault.
Well, if you didn't watch AEW and you actually listen to the radio show, you would kind of know because, so a little behind the scenes, Adam.
I listened to the show.
So I have 2 hours of stuff. I don't even get to like half of what's on my show notes on the thing because I over prepare for shows, right? And I know it may not sound like it, everybody. I get the joke. I know where you guys are going to go with that. But I over prepare. So
if you
Thursday
would
morning,
email me,
I just get up and I'm like, oh, I still got all this other stuff. We can still touch on things that open up today. All that stuff.
Do you have my email
I didn't know I had to
address?
hold your hand, Adam. I thought you were a professional broadcaster.
Do you have, Steve, this is, you're the big time, Steve. You're the fill-in host of the Blender.
Let me give you a hint here.
I'm an unemployed radio guy. I'm an unemployed radio guy.
First of all, when I go on the Blender, I don't get told anything. I look at Twitter and Facebook when they do the pre-show thing, and that's how I know. And then most of the time, that's not even covered. It's all this other stuff. You've been on the Blender. You know what that's like. So don't even give me that. You have to be shocked. You have to go. You have to be ready to dance.
Steve, I need remedial, okay?
I'm just asking for help. One thing you said that was correct, Adam.
Yes, sir.
It's always intern's fault.
Yes. At least we can agree on that. See?
I know for a fact she's not on now because she said she could only listen for a minute and had to get back to teaching. So I will get a text later on when I will know she listens later on because I will get a text later on. So
we did have a producer, Riley, and he disappeared again.
Yeah, so. High school kids. Man, I could use some extra money. Can I help out? Yeah, no problem. And then, boom, never hear from him again. I know.
Who?
I know. Well, the other side of it is he's at school right now, too. He is a high school senior.
There's all these excuses, Steve. All these excuses. I'm not asking for much. I don't believe I'm asking for that much.
So, Adam, I got to take a break for a second and handle something. 3 minutes. We'll be back for the second hour of the Main Event Podcast, and we're going to go all NFL. Let's do this.
Get ready for the Main Event Podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the Main Event Podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the Main Event Podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the Main Event Podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the Main Event Podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the Main Event Podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the Main Event Podcast. The guys are about to go live. Get ready for the Main Event Podcast. The guys are about to go live.
Back here for the second half of the Main Event Podcast. Of course, we're going to go NFL heavy here while we wait for Adam to join us in the diary room here of the Big Brother house. In the first hour we covered, of course, Major League Baseball playoffs, big games today. Talked a little NBA with what's going on in Houston with Maury being out and all of that. So fun times here in the world of sports. And, of course, this week, NFL's going on. I think a little behind the scenes here before he comes on. I think Adam's looking for a hoodie. Did he have a hoodie on a second ago? I didn't pay attention because he says it's too cold in the basement that he's in. So, what a fool. What a fool. So, we made Adam mad with my baseball takes today and how baseball has been a little disappointing. Of course, I talked about how the NBA playoffs and especially the finals was boring and totally disappointing on that side. So I talked about that as well. So I'm an equal opportunity when I'm hoping for more from these sports, especially this year, since one, we're unprecedented times, as Adam says, and we were waiting for, sports to come back, and exciting that was, and everything going on, and how you have to deal with all these adversities with bubbles and COVID and all of that stuff. So I expect more, and I just want it to be less boring, is all I'm trying to say. So Adam can be mad if, now that he's in. Adam, join us in the diary room, please.
Yes, I'm in the diary room. That was the fastest 3-minute break that I've ever had.
It was a little short. The music apparently is not a full 3 minutes. So
right, I'm like running around. I had to go refresh with the monster here, and that's a little bit of a walk to the front of the store here.
I told him that you were he had to go get a hoodie because you're
oh my
you
God,
were cold.
So freaking cold. It is so cold in here. In the dungeon. Had to go find a hoodie in the back. Or the front, I should say.
Did you have to? Was that a $50 hoodie? You had to buy it?
No. It was actually probably someone left or something.
That's what I was gonna say. Did you steal it?
Yeah, I definitely did steal it from there.
So NFL news that is going on right now. Sean McDermott confirms Bill's interest in Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell came out today and said he wants to sign with the Dolphins, with the Bills, and with the Chiefs. Those are the three front runners. My question for you, Adam, is, and of course, Sean McDermott confirmed the Bills' interest. But here's my question, Adam. You have the Dolphins, you have the Bills, and the Chiefs. If you're an aging, older running back, you're going to make your money from the Jets this year. You're going to sign for a cheaper deal with another team because it doesn't really matter what you signed for. You're getting paid the same as offset language in that contract, right? So you're going to get paid the same regardless. Why, of the three teams that he has listed to go to, why would the Dolphins be one of them?
Yeah, I'm not really sure the Dolphins. Does he have a connection to the city of Miami or something like that? Is that where his family lives? Something like that possibly. But besides that, why wouldn't you want to play for the Chiefs?
Well, there's one theory out there that which doesn't make sense because it's not like he's going to sign and then start playing this weekend and play well. But the Jets' next three opponents are the Dolphins, the Chiefs, and then the Bills. So you think Le'Veon Bell just looked at the schedule and went for the Jets and went, okay, these are the next three teams. These are the teams I want to sign with.
Right.
So, yeah. So I mean, the Chiefs or the Bills are solid landing spots for Le'Veon Bell. He's not going to give you huge yardage. He's not going to get you a lot of plays or anything like that, but he's going to be a change for one of these two teams and give them just an uptick on exciting time. But the thing I don't get is why isn't Cleveland going after him, right? I mean, they lost Chubb. It's only a 1-year commitment. They lost Chubb. They have Hill there, but why not bring him in as another back there? There's a lot of question marks, but I guess if he doesn't want to go there. If I was somebody, the team I would sign.
Who doesn't want to go play for the Chiefs anymore?
That's my point. Not only that, I mean, they're favorites, right? They'll utilize you the way you want to be utilized, right? They have so many weapons. And do you hear anybody disgruntled in Kansas City on how they're being used? No, because they have so many offensive plays. They get the ball to everybody. Nobody complains about not being used because they're all used somehow. I don't know how they do it. It's magic. It's Harry Potter voodoo. So why wouldn't you go to the Chiefs? They will hand you the ball 20 times if you want it because they'll somehow find 20 plays to give to you, and it won't affect anything else because the Chiefs are magicians.
Yeah, no, there's definitely no behind the scenes anger with the Chiefs. Their offense is, finely tuned machine. Everyone gets their snaps and their touches and everything else. You never hear anything bad coming out of Chiefs camp for sure.
I don't. Winning satisfies that for the most part, right? But then, I don't know. It's just Dolphins. I don't understand why the Dolphins are on there. So all the fun stuff, but Falcons woke up this morning. You've got COVID. You've got COVID. We've all got COVID. Adam Schefter came out this morning and said that 5 people in the Falcons organization tested positive for COVID. It turns out it was 1, and it was a staffer. It wasn't a player. It wasn't anybody. The Falcons were sent home. They have the option to go back and they come back and they have the option to come back and practice this afternoon. They decided to just shut it down. Really, Falcons should just shut down the rest of the season at this point. Now that they fired Quinn and the GM, and deal with that side of it. Hello, whatever that was. But so now the Falcons are hit. One guy, they're shutting it home at a abundance of caution. With all the ones going through college football that I talked about last night on the radio show last night, with all the football, the college SEC is going to have to shut down for a week. The way they're getting hit right now. So they should just suspend their games this week, move them all to the end, right, and get through this and then move on. So fun times, right?
Yeah, definitely should be an interesting thing there.
So here's an interesting comment, and I enjoy this part of the honesty on people. Matt Ryan was asked about his future in Atlanta with all these changes and everything. And Matt Ryan comes out, and I'm not going to play it because it's kind of long, but Matt Ryan comes out, and he says, quote, "We rent these lockers. We don't own them," unquote. I think that's a fascinating comment by Matt Ryan. Is that Matt Ryan saying, get me the hell out of Atlanta and let me go someplace else?
Pretty much, yeah. It's might be time for Matt Ryan to move on.
He says, quote, "We have to go out and pay that rent and earn your spot day in and day out, regardless of whether you're in year 1 or 13. That's our responsibility as players all the time to go out there and perform. That is what we're paid to do," unquote. So, obviously, Falcons owner Arthur Blank said he hopes Ryan is, quote, "going to be part of our plans going forward," unquote, but noted that's a decision for his next brass. So, where would Matt Ryan look good, right, to step into? Because I think he's still got some playing left and everything, right?
Yeah, I think it's all just gonna. I mean, it's kind of too soon to tell right now where he would end up, but there's definitely Matt Ryan would definitely be an upgrade in quite a few quarterback
places,
rooms. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Most places, definitely. So that's the NFL news that's popping right now. I don't know if anything else has hit in the last week. Fred Dean, by the way, Adam. Fred Dean, Hall of Fame defensive end and Super Bowl champion with the 49ers, has died at age 68. Do you remember Fred Dean?
No, I am sorry that I do not remember Mr. Dean.
Doesn't he make good sausages or something?
That's Jimmy Dean.
Oh, is that his brother? Are they related?
Cousins, twice removed.
So, only reason I bring that up is because I don't remember him either. I was too young to watch those 49er teams back then, right? But he did play 141 games in the league for San Francisco and the San Diego Chargers. He went to Louisiana Tech in 1975. But it came across on my notifications this morning from The Athletic, which I didn't subscribe to him again. I let it lapse because, whatever. I paid for him for 6 months through the pandemic with nothing going on, with dumb, wasteful stories. So I felt like, I don't need to have him anymore. But I still get their notifications because I haven't deleted it yet. And it came up that somebody died. And I literally, my first thought was, what Hall of Fame baseball player died this time? Because it seems like everybody dying is a Hall of Fame baseball player.
I don't know who died. Who died? Who died now?
Are you paying attention?
Yes.
Are you?
Always.
Are you?
Always paying attention.
Really?
Maybe.
How's Farmville doing for you?
What was that?
How's Farmville doing for you there?
No, it wasn't Farmville. I was actually kind of looking at some texts from the Atlanta Falcons Minnesota game. I was looking at an article.
All right.
Yeah.
I was talking about Fred Dean, but all right, you missed the point.
Well, no, I thought we already moved on from Fred Dean. I already said he was a second cousin twice removed from Jimmy Dean. He's a Hall of Famer, really?
No. See, you weren't paying attention at all. And normally I would just move on and not call you out on it, but you made so little sense there that I just felt like I had to bring it up. I mean, go back and listen to it. Go back and watch it and listen to it, and just realize how 0 sense you made right there.
I love it. Perfect.
Yeah. So I was like, I can't even. I'm not going to brush that over. I'm just going to.
Yeah, that was good. I appreciate that. I deserve it. I deserve that one.
You do. You're like
I'll take it. I'll take that one.
you're like the guy like in class when the teacher like calls you out and you're like, yes, and he's like, really? What happened in 1944 in the South that was very relevant to our conversation is yes, because you weren't paying attention at all. So, Adam, let's get into it. So last night on the show. And I'll get intern always sends me her picks for the All Access crew, as well as Mikkel on the All Access crew sends me their picks for the week, and we post that up there. They both last week. Oh shoot, I don't have my laptop up. I don't have their picks in front of me, but they're struggling on their picks this year a little bit, and everything. So hopefully this week's a good week. So I'll get their picks later on. I don't have them. They usually send them to me on Thursdays. But last night we picked. I'm pulling it up here. We had Cleveland at Pittsburgh. You and I both picked Pittsburgh in that one. So did Kaler. We have Chicago at Carolina. I have Carolina winning this one. You and Kaler have the Bears winning it. Green Bay at Tampa Bay. We all three have Green Bay winning that one. The hopefully Tom Brady will remember what down it is when he's playing this time and know what's going on in the game. Maybe Tom Brady will walk around yelling at his linemen for making a mistake again. And then when he makes a mistake, he can just sit on the bench. So I have them still loaded up. Do you want me to replay those again?
No, we're good on that. We are good on that.
I have them all here. Oh, here we go. Adam, ready?
No. I can't even hear him, Steve. So why play him?
Maybe Tom Brady is going to. Oh, and I messed it up there. I try to be all clever and everything. So one thing I know for sure, Adam, is that. Oh, never mind. I don't have them anymore. You're lucky. And then you got Kansas City at Buffalo. You and I have Buffalo. Kaler has Kansas City winning that one, especially when they have Le'Veon Bell. Ooh, Le'Veon Bell could be on one of those two teams this weekend.
That is very true. But would he be active, though? That would be the question.
I know, right? Then you got Arizona at Dallas. You and I have Arizona. Kaler has Dallas on Monday night also there. So we'll see how that goes. So, any second guessing on your picks from last night, Adam?
I'm still really going back and forth on that Cardinal thing. I went against the Cardinals just because I'm trailing in this thing here. I think it's a toss up for me. I don't like Dallas, but yeah, I'm gonna stay with it just because I need to pick up a point or two here.
I know, but I don't like don't pick teams because you need to pick up a point.
Well, no,
you don't think they're gonna win.
It's one of those games where I was going back and forth, Steve. I wasn't. Yeah. It's not like I'm like. There's no way the Cardinals are gonna lose. You know what I mean? Like I see a way the Cardinals do lose. Andy Dalton's playing quarterback. It kind of fits the system a little better. So I was drawn back and forth, and then that kind of pushed me to the edge of, well, you know what? Let's take a shot here. Let's take a shot.
Right. So Cam Newton. So you're not going to make the change, right?
No, I'm going to stick where I'm at.
Right. So Cam Newton's back at practice. So is Gilmore, the cornerback of the Patriots, that also had COVID after that last game. So they're back practicing here. So there's 6 biggest matchups this weekend in the NFL. Obviously, out there. Where'd my schedule go? Sorry. Holy cow. Now I'm messing up here. Woo-wee. So Denver at New England after that was off, last week there. Cam's back. Is there going to be any rest in New England? Does Denver have a chance? Drew Lock is practicing. They don't know if he's going to play yet or not, but does that help Denver out? Is New England going to be rusty at all? Are they going to be like the Titans that have had a couple weeks off and going to look awesome like the Titans did on Tuesday night?
I don't think Cam's been gone that long to have any rust. Any rust that he has is just learning the system. I don't think it has anything to do with the COVID and the time off there. So, no, I don't think – and it's Denver. You're playing Denver. there should be no reason for anything to misfire there.
I love how you get all depressed.
Why am I depressed?
No, you're like, and you're playing Denver. Denver's not very
Oh,
good.
you're
Denver.
Is Denver good?
No, not at all. So
Okay,
I don't
thank you.
disagree.
The defense rests, Your Honor. The defense rests.
So, Mikkel, what are you doing? So, Mikkel on the Facebook replies to Autumn, the intern. Her real name's Autumn, in case you haven't caught on yet. We've let that slip a few times. But she says, the boys are throwing you under the bus. Don't take it. Let them have it when you get time. The Owl Access.
Well, she's
crew,
gonna read. She's gonna read that before she listens. Oh, come on now.
Now it's gonna be even worse. Now she's gonna go in a bad mood because she's gonna think we're totally doing it. She's gonna be looking for it. Then she's gonna be in a bad mood beforehand. So now, Adam, you're gonna.
You know what's gonna happen now? I'm gonna get a text too.
Yes.
Before it would have been just you, Steve. You would have got the text. I never would have heard anything. I would have been just sitting around. Now you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get the text. But at least it'll be from the bubble. I'll see the bubble thing go off, and I'll be like, well, at least she has an iPhone.
I'll be on air on the blender, so I can just ignore it and pretend like I don't see it. I'll be concentrating on the blender talk, so I won't see it. And then after 6 o'clock, I'll just say my phone's dead. And then tomorrow morning, I have a busy day with my companies before I go fill in the blender.
Don't eat the tacos.
Again.
Don't eat the tacos. That's all I'll tell you. Stay away from the tacos.
Oh.
If she feeds you, you're in trouble.
Like, what? What?
Oh.
So, and then I have the kids this weekend, so I probably won't see her. So I can stretch this out to Monday, Tuesday. The problem is they never forget, Adam. They never forget. So I'll forget by next week, and then it'll be like, I'll be like, oh, everything's in the clear.
Steve,
and then boom.
Steve, you'll forget by noon. Come on, let's be realistic.
I had already forgotten, except for Mikkel threw us under the bus. So Mikkel's picks, he sent them to me here, are Pitt, Carolina.
I like it so far.
Yep. Green Bay, Kansas City, and Dallas. Boo.
I really wish you would reconsider that Dallas pick.
Wow, you have a lot of games up on them. Their All Access crew's struggling this year so
Oh,
far.
okay. Well, then that's fine. Well, exactly, but they're making bad picks, Steve. And if I have one that's similar to his, now I really have to reconsider this whole Cardinal thing.
Oh, one of those deals. Oh, that's right. You always go opposite of him. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
forgot about that. So
That things have worked out that way.
So you got Houston with Romeo Crennel again against Tennessee. Tennessee's going to keep rolling here, or is Tennessee going to keep bouncing back here? Is this a come back to earth game for Tennessee or for Houston?
I think this is a come back to earth game for Houston. You're off the high of the Bill O'Brien firing and all that. I definitely think this is a comeback to reality week.
And then we talked Pittsburgh, Cleveland last night when we were making our picks there. You're not second guessing that at all. You're sticking with your pick there that I believe was.
Yeah, picking with the Steelers. There's no way I would take the Browns in this game. The Steelers defense, it definitely has some holes in the secondary, but Baker Mayfield's not the quarterback that's going to exploit those.
And I keep trying to tell Kaler, like, when you have to go to junk plays like Landry throwing passes, he's like, it's part of their offense. It's because you don't trust your quarterback to make those throws, so you have to do a surprise play on that, and that's just not going to be Pittsburgh's defense, I don't think. Baltimore, Philly, Carson Wentz is sort of rebounding and looking like an NFL quarterback again, but Philadelphia is just banged up, battered, not a good team right now. Baltimore is going to win that one pretty handily, I'm assuming. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think Baltimore wins this game. I mean, the Eagles they're stepping up their game a little bit. Their defense has been better, but Baltimore's offense is just too good right now. They're clicking on all cylinders.
And their defense on top of it. So the game of the week, Adam. This game, I wanted to have this in our picks, but with Kansas City being on Monday night also, I had to include that one because that's such a good game also. But Washington and New York Giants. The Giants should have beat the Cowboys last week. If Daniel Jones was the quarterback that everybody keeps telling me he's going to be, they should have won that game last week. But he didn't look like it. He looks like the quarterback I think he is, a mid-level, serviceable quarterback who needs talent around him. He can't make things happen on his own. Washington, Allen's coming back this week, but they still have, but he'll be the starter as long as he can play. Of course, you have broken leg guy. Alex Smith is the backup. Washington's going to win this game, right?
Yeah, I have Washington winning this game. I think Chase Young is going to be in the Giants' face all afternoon, and I definitely see that Ron Rivera and that Washington football team gets a victory over the lonely New York Giants.
The lonely New York Giants. I was responding to Mikkel on Facebook, telling him to shh.
Shh.
Quit telling
Quiet.
us. Quit telling
God,
us.
we don't need no.
No, I can have it all erased. I can have it all erased before she watches it. It can all be
There you
gone. Atlanta at Minnesota. 2 down and out teams right now. Is Minnesota going to get this win, or is Atlanta going to get their first win? Are they going to get that coaching change? Raheem Morris is going to motivate these guys. They want to show that Dan Quinn was the problem, not them. Is this going to be like Tennessee last week, where I told you Tennessee was going to win that game because of Cornell and Bill O'Brien was out? Is this a case where Atlanta's going to get this win over the lonely Minnesota Vikings this week, Adam?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings. No, I never say I'm going to go with the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one.
I'm saving that.
Yeah, you really should. The only reason why I'm thinking that I'm going to go with Atlanta on this is Dalvin Cook being probably out of this game with the groin injury.
He's
still
questionable.
They haven't
still, right?
announced it, but
yeah,
I think with him gone, that this becomes a victory for the Falcons. If he plays and is healthy, I may have to bounce back and forth. It's a game time decision on which way I'm going to go on this one. But without Cook, I'm going with the Falcons.
Going with the Falcons. Rolling with your homies. Yeah, you know what? My mind says Minnesota should win this game. They should win it easily. But, yeah, the coaching change, I think I'm going to stick on Atlanta on this one as well. This will be the first win for Atlanta before they continue to be awful the rest of the year. Plus, not only that, Minnesota's defense isn't that good, and Atlanta's been scoring points. Atlanta scoring points hasn't been the problem. It's special teams. Onside kick has been a problem and things like that. So, Detroit at Jacksonville. Matthew Stafford and them are going to win this one. Keep Matt Patricia in a job that he probably does not deserve to have. The 1-3 Detroit Lions, are they going to beat the Jaguars this weekend?
Yeah, they should beat it. I have decided that I am jumping way off the Jackson Jaguars bandwagon. I'm not even standing in line. I've given my tickets up. I want nothing to do with them the rest of the year. They've disappointed me week in and week out after I bought in, and now I'm definitely selling. I'm going to go with the Lions in this one.
Here's the game that I'm most intrigued by. One of the most intriguing games this weekend in terms of a second-tier game, not these high-end games. Indianapolis Colts at 3-2 versus the Cincinnati Bengals at 1-3-1. Adam, can Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals offense rebound from their dismal performance last week and beat the Indianapolis Colts this weekend with Phillip Rivers, who we're seeing the end of Phillip Rivers in the NFL, and it's not a good memory we're going to have of him because of it? Can Cincinnati Bengals win this weekend?
You know, my problem with this, Steve, is I don't know what freaking Indianapolis Colts team is going to show up.
Exactly.
That's really the problem. It's weak. They're heckle and jive from heckle and what's I looking for
Heckle
there?
and jive. The jiving out there.
Yeah. Heckle and Hyde, whatever his name is. Right. I mean, last week giving up 32 points to the Browns. What defense is going to show up? What are they? Oh man, I don't even know.
It comes down to Phillip Rivers, probably, right?
Right. It comes down to Phillip Rivers. Joe Burrows. I mean, that offensive line was terrible for him last week. He took 8 sacks against Philadelphia. Oh man, I can't pick the Bengals yet. I think they're too young. I think the Colts win this game. I think the Bengals are too young, and I can't see Indianapolis dropping this game.
Here's the stat that bothers you about the Colts and why you can't believe they're not better than they are. Second in the NFL in defense. Second. And they're 3-2. They've lost to Jacksonville, And then they lost last week to the team I can't even remember who they played. But second in the league. They're going to surprise Joe Burrow. The Bengals defense is bad, so Jonathan Taylor should have a good game on the running side. It just depends how many times Phillip Rivers is going to turn the ball over or not, because quite frankly, when he turns the ball over, they do not win. So I'm most intrigued by this one, and I'm on the Joe Burrow bandwagon by far. Like, this kid's going to be special. Doesn't mean he's going to win a lot this year, but this kid's special to watch. He can do things, and they might be able to surprise him, but I agree. I mean, nothing is telling you the Bengals are winning this game. Other than Phillip Rivers turning the ball over 7 times or something, they'll keep them in the game. Other than that, there's nothing telling you that the Colts shouldn't win this. We talked about Chicago and Carolina. Carolina's shockingly better. That Bears defense better show up, because otherwise they're going to lose. That they cannot rely on that offense in Chicago, and Carolina's offense is better than you think it is. So you better figure out how to stop Teddy Bridgewater's running, because that's just going to open up Davis and the receivers on that team. And this could get ugly for Chicago quick. But Chicago should win this game, right?
The Bears will win this game. Teddy Bridgewater is the Teddy Bridgewater that I know and despise. You know, he's not that great. Don't believe the hype.
See, I have Carolina winning this game. So
yeah, you can have Carolina winning this game all you want. You're wrong. I'm right.
Okay.
The Bears will win this game. Nick Foles will have another week under center. The Bears offense will show up. They're going to Bears offense puts up 28 points this week and takes care of the Carolina Panthers.
That might not be enough to beat Carolina, though, is the problem.
It's enough. That defense is fine. We'll be fine, Steve. Mac had a reassurance game last week. Trust me, Steve. Don't put your money on Carolina. Take the Bears to the bank on this one.
The Panthers have scored 20-plus points in 4 out of the 5 games since acquiring Teddy Bridgewater, so this year. That's an interesting stat. Robbie Anderson is one of 2 players with 5-plus receptions and 50-plus receiving yards in each of his 5 games this season. Ironically enough, the other one that is there is rookie CeeDee Lamb down in Dallas. The Bears are one of 2 teams to have each game decided by 1 possession in this season. It's obviously them and the Clippers, the Chargers, Clippers. Bears can't get a lead. Bears can't dominate a game, and you keep Teddy Bridgewater and the Panthers around, and they get that ball last. They can do damage. I'm just telling you. Here's the other thing. The Panthers have allowed 21 points or fewer in 3 straight games, Adam. 21 points or fewer. And you're saying Bears are going to score 28 when
Bears score 28 and Bears win this game. Mark it. Put it down. Put it on paper, Steve. Put it in an email. Put it on the Twitter machine. Do whatever you got to do.
Send a fax, send a letter,
guarantee it.
Write a message on the car. Do a skywriting person. Put a billboard up. Telegram it. Singing telegram it.
Whatever it takes, Steve, for you to know that I said it and it happened.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go Carolina. Jets at Miami. Miami's winning this game, right? Let's not even talk about Adam Gase and his stupidity.
Yeah, Adam Gase was the next one fired, and it may be mid-season now that I'm thinking about it.
No, here's the problem. Let's talk about this real quick. I talked about it on Monday with his stupid comments after the Cardinals game, but even stupider comments after he cut Le'Veon Bell. They were asking him yesterday, the media, like what went wrong, and he's like, I don't know. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know why he didn't fit in. You're the coach, right? But here's the other side of it. They've gotten rid of Jamal Adams, right? He went to Seattle because he didn't like his coach and he twittered some stuff and he didn't like it. Le'Veon Bell last week liked some tweets saying he wasn't being used properly. So what do? They get rid of him. The Jets team is getting rid of their players and they're keeping the coach. This is worrisome development. Now they're talking about trading Sam Darnold. And it's like if you're a malcontent in the New York Jets, they're choosing to get rid of solid, quality players and keeping the coach. This is worrisome. Adam Gase might not get fired till after the season at the earliest, but this is worrisome. They're getting rid of their future, and they're talking about getting rid of their future. The best part is if they go 0-16 and the Giants go 0-16, the Giants will get the first-round pick. We'll get the first overall pick. So they're tanking for Lawrence, and they might not even get him still. That's how atrocious the Jets are. Jets need to be folded. is the league should be. The Johnson brothers from the Johnson and Johnson heirs need to go back to baby powder because they are god awful as an organization lead and can't stand it. But anyway, so yeah, Miami should win this game, and they should win it easy. Miami plays hard, man. They won last week, right? And they played hard. I like that Miami team. They play hard. The bad thing I feel bad for is Brian Flores is a really good head coach. He's getting the most out of his players there in Miami. The issue is that he just has very little talent, and at some point you have to give up on him because the team's improving, but you're not going to improve at a slow pace. You're going to try to get a new coach in there. And Brian Flores is going to be a dang good head coach for somebody in this league coming up soon. So Green Bay, Tampa Bay, we've already talked about. San Francisco, LA, division game. San Francisco got spanked by the Dolphins last week, of course, because they're so injured. Garofalo came back. Mostert came back last week, and they just got spanked by Miami. Rams are going to win this game this weekend, Adam, or the Niners going to rebound?
The Rams are going to win this game.
Sunday Night Football by this game. I agree with you. The Rams are going to win this game, and it's not even going to be close. Rams are going to dominate this game. I don't even think the Niners are going to be in this game after the first game kicks off. It's just Rams are that good right now, and they're more of a team, and San Francisco is so discombobulated out there. So then we talked about it already. Kansas City, Buffalo, Arizona, Dallas on Monday. Of course, I do my Cardinals Rewind. This week, because I'm on the blender today, I'm going to actually record that tomorrow morning before I go back out to the blender for tomorrow's show. So that'll be up Friday night probably for Cardinals Rewind for this week, where, of course, every week I review the previous week's game. So I'll break down the Jets game a little bit, things I saw, worrisome stuff, other stuff, positive stuff, and then break down this Monday Night Football game because there's a lot to talk about with the Red Rider, whatever they call him, Andy Dalton, starting for the Cowboys this weekend there in that offense. I'm a little worried about this one just because Andy Dalton fixed that Mike McCarthy-style offense. Andy Dalton is closer to Aaron Rodgers than Dak Prescott is in terms of playing style. And Mike McCarthy's offense, is run first, pass the ball a lot. Aaron Rodgers, more style, quarterbacks throws out of the pocket more, can roll out a little bit, but not running style. I'm a little worried about this one. Dallas could show some offensive improvements this week just because of a quarterback change. Not Dak's fault by any stretch. It's just Andy Dalton fits that quarterbacking style a little bit better. What do you think about that theory of mine?
I think your theory's pretty much spot on. I think we're in agreement on that theory, Steve. I see it as the way it is, really. I don't think it's far-fetched at all.
Yeah, I'm not saying Dallas is going to come out and be like this juggernaut and put up 800 points this weekend and dominate the game. It's kind of like my theory with which, in terms of points last week with Flacco, the Jets didn't put points up against the Cardinals, but that Jets offense was run better with Flacco last week than it was with Darnold. They look more fluid, even though they didn't go anywhere. The talent level there is missing, but I think that's why I'm a little worried about this week with Dalton, and that's why I'm thinking the Cardinals are going to win this game. I don't doubt it. It's just going to be a close game. It's going to be a harder fought game than the Cardinals than it should have been with Dak in there. Because with Dak, you just got to shut down his passing. He'll run the ball, but he passes a lot. I think they're going to go more to giving the ball to Zeke a little bit more now, and then Dalton's going to be able to throw the ball deep and get those underneath intermediate passes there. So this is going to be a pretty close game. I'll have more on the Cardinals Rewind when it gets posted. Like I said, probably tomorrow night at the latest. So definitely look that up. I post the link to it at the Main Event Pod, of course. And then, of course, it's on all the Podbean, Google, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff when it comes out as well. So, but we all have did you have?
Well, I went with the Cowboys just because it was just. Cardinals? And I explained it. I still think the Cardinals will probably win this game, but I ended up going with the Cowboys, right? Just because.
No, you went with the Cardinals. Do you want me to change it?
Wait. I went with the Cardinals because he went with the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, because you're playing points
okay.
Which you don't need to do. It's week freaking 6. You can catch up later.
Every week counts, Steve. Every point counts. And you know what? I feel better about myself when I get to go with the Cardinals. So I feel better about myself. I feel more in tune with with the city of Phoenix when I get to go with the Cardinals?
Some ESPN just did an alert on my phone, and I didn't get to see it. Is something happening right now? Let me look.
I have not gotten an ESPN alert.
Tyronn Lue is finalizing a 5-year deal to coach the Los Angeles Clippers.
Dun dun dun.
I do not like that at all, but okay. But he served as an assistant for the Clippers last season. He's obviously going to replace Doc Rivers as the team's head coach. I don't think that's an improvement, but whatever, right?
Nah, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's inside the organization, right? So we'll see what they do.
AJ Green was seen on the sideline mouthing the words, and I never go for this because you can say things that look like you're saying trade me, but you're not saying trade me. But it looked like he was saying trade me on the sideline last week for the Bengals. And he came out, AJ Green came out and said that he wants to stay with the Bengals. Do we believe this, Adam?
No chance. No, I believe nothing of the sort.
That he doesn't want to be traded?
No, he wants to be traded. He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Do you really believe he wants to be there?
No, I think he wanted out last year. That's why he sat on the bench all last year, hoping that they can do something with him, you know. So Green denied the characterization that he wanted to be traded, but expressed his frustration with the season during his news conference ahead of this weekend's game against the Colts. He also said he wants to be with the Bengals through the upcoming trade deadline on November 3rd. Quote, I think we're building something special here, and I just want to be part of the team and help us win, unquote. He's right on that. The Bengals are getting something special, especially with Burrow there. The problem is he's an older receiver, right? He ain't going to be there in 4 or 5 years when they turn that corner and start getting good, if it goes on schedule, right? So he needs to move on if he wants to. But I hate this, right? I hate this. Behind the scenes saying you want to go, and then in public saying you don't. I hate it. Just come out and say, okay, I'm frustrated. I'm up to opportunity. If I can be, here's how you phrase it, Adam. You say, if I can go to another team and help the Bengals out by me moving and help accelerate this rebuild here, I'm up for that as well. I want to help the Bengals in any way I can. That's how you phrase it. Because then if the fans come after you, you say, I still want to help out. I'd love to be here, but if they can trade me and get 3 or 4 draft picks, if they can get a player back that can help them in the next year or two, let's do it. That's how you say it, Adam. Why can't he say that?
Because people don't say the truth, Steve. They don't come out with the truth. They butter coat it and do everything else.
I literally just butter coated the truth by saying if I can be traded and help the Bengals, all I want to do is help the Bengals. The Bengals are my focus. So if I can be traded, and then you name the team, if I can be traded to Dallas and the Bengals can get something back, like you name the team you want to go to, and then you say, but if they can get something back to help the Bengals now and everything, I'm all for that as well. I just want to help the Bengals. I can't sugarcoat it anymore.
If you want to help the Bengals, suit up and play better football, and you'll be fine.
I'm just saying
that helps them.
I'm just saying that's how you do it, right? I know Mikkel. I know we have. Mikkel says, you guys have confused yourselves on Adam's Cardinals Cowboy pick. He picked the Cowboys to go opposite Kaler. Then when I picked the Cowboys, he said he might change it. Now you say you picked the Cardinals. Which one is it, Adam? I can tell you this, and I can go to the tape, because actually I got to cut my show last night and get it to Kaler so he can post it on the 1580 podcast system, and I can get it up at the Gestalt Production and all those podcast system. Last night on the radio, on the show. Last night on the radio show, Adam, you picked the Cardinals.
On the big show. On the big 1580 show. I picked the Cardinals. I'm staying with the Cardinals.
And then when we opened up this show, I said, yeah, it's your opportunity to change it. And you said, no, I'm sticking with the Cardinals because I got to get pickup. Adam has picked the Cardinals. He keeps waffling to the Cowboys. But the reason why he doesn't want to pick the Cowboys is because he's a game behind Kaler, and he's got to make up a point, and he thinks this is the week he's going to do it. So that's why he has no conviction. He doesn't think it's going to happen. He's only picking the Cardinals because Adam It doesn't want to, has to pick up a point against Kaler. Adam thinks the Cowboys are going to win this game. He just won't be truthful about it, and he's picking the Cardinals to try to get a point back up. But Adam thinks the Cowboys are going to – can this be more confusing? But you picked the Cardinals, yes.
Yes, I picked the bottom line is Adam Michaels picked the Cardinals.
Seriously, I'm going to do this artist thing where I'm going to have a whiteboard, and I'm going to have all these diagrams and arrows pointing everywhere with how hard this is. So just Adam picked the Cardinals is the short answer. The medium-sized answer is Adam thinks the Cowboys are going to win this game, but he can't pick the Cowboys because he wants to beat Kaler on this pick for some odd reason this week. He thinks it matters for the 1 week when the overall season record is what matters. And Adam had to pick the Cardinals because it went against Kaler. And Adam thinks the Cowboys are going to win this game, but he picked the Cardinals.
What it boils down to is if you do 12 divided by 3, but you have to show your work in the boxes now these days to get the answer.
Right? All right. So
answer's 4.
Hopefully that clears it up for everybody.
All right. I'm confused again.
Nothing is simple with Adam. You picked the Cardinals. You think the Cowboys are going to win, but you picked the Cardinals.
Yes.
You need to get off those monsters because you are just, man, I'm worn out right now. I'm going to have to sneak in a nap before I have to go up to the station. Wow.
That's not unusual, Steve. I mean, come on. Let's not blame my monsters or the podcast on you needing a nap.
So behind the scenes last night, my kids get done with school. Like my daughter comes home from school at 3, and then Ethan comes home on the bus at 4. And I usually send my promo stuff over to Kaler so he can post it and everything. I got home at like 2 yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'll go through my prep, update some new stuff, whatever. So I started doing all that. And then the kids got home, and I was talking to them. Ireland came home. I don't remember anything. And then like at 4:30, I opened my eyes, and I was like, oh, crap. And I opened my eyes because Kaler texted. He's like, hey, did you send your stuff? And I was like, I fell asleep. Sorry, man. And I was like, oh, my God. So, yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen today. Because it was right around I had to leave that I fell asleep. So, yeah, behind the scenes. Mikkel makes fun of me for my naps. And for your information, Mikkel, I haven't been napping as much lately. I've been slacking on my naps lately.
Really?
So,
I'm having a hard time believing that.
No, I really have. Yesterday was like, no, I really have. Yeah, I know. The other news, Browns send Odell Beckham Jr. home for the day because he's sick. They're awaiting his COVID response test, whether he's got COVID or not. He has not tested positive for it thus far, but they had him leave the facility out of, quote, an abundance of caution. That is the phrase of the year, along with unprecedented times, Adam. An abundance of caution.
Abundance of caution in these unprecedented times. You could combine the statements. I like it.
So, Tennessee Titans defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons has been activated from the COVID-19 list. So he's back on that defense for the Titans this weekend. But they did place running back Darrynton Evans on injured reserve with a hamstring. Dallas Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy said linebacker Vander Esch is expected to be full go at practice Thursday. So it means he's going to play against the Cardinals unless there's a setback. He's been out, of course, since breaking his collarbone in week 1. Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook remains out of practice today, Adam. So that is leaning toward him not playing this weekend. Because, it's tomorrow's the day. If they don't practice on Friday is when you really have to worry about it. Mikkel says on Facebook, that's why you're confused, Steve. Take a nap. No, I'm confused because Adam gets all crazy with his picks. Jeez. We all got confused. So Dalvin Cook, you're right, probably is out this week if he doesn't practice tomorrow. And quite frankly, especially if it's a groin, sit him for a week, right? Because that ain't going to get better by playing, even if it's so not good.
That's one of those things you don't want to rush back from because it'll end up your season altogether.
That and hamstrings, man, they just linger if you don't take care of them pretty quick. So, Sammy Watkins hamstring won't practice Thursday for the Chiefs. Guard Kelsey Osomali, who was carted off the field on Sunday, of course, he did tear tendons in his knee, so. They don't know if he's going to need season-ending surgery or not. It's one of those they're going to wait and see if he, is going to heal on his own, or if he does have to have season ending. And as I said earlier, Cam Newton and Stephon Gilmore of the Patriots off the COVID-19 list are back at practice. So those are the updates from practice all over. And of course, here locally, I'll talk about it on the Cardinals Rewind. Chandler Jones is out for the season with his bicep injury. And if you've ever Googled what a bicep injury is and what happens to your arm and everything, don't be eating when you do it. But that is pretty painful injury. I'd rather have that than I've actually pulled my pec muscle before, like just pulled it, not tore it off the bone or anything. And it was the most painful thing ever because like it makes you think you're having a heart attack at all times. Like your heart hurts and everything. And I couldn't imagine a bicep. A bicep seems like it would be a lot worse. So get better, Chandler Jones. But Devon Kennard for the Cardinals sounds like he's going to be back this week to kind of fill that Chandler role spot again. And, of course, on the Cardinals Rewind, I'll touch more on that. Adam, anything else you'd like to add on your football day? So you think the Cowboys are going to win, but you're picking the Cardinals.
I'm picking the Cardinals. I'm not confusing myself anymore. I'm not changing my ideas. I'm going with the Cardinals. The Red Sea. I'm ready. Let's go.
The Red. Rise up, Red Sea. So, Adam, where can everybody reach you at, man?
At Adam Michaels 05 on the Twitter machine.
Don't forget, Adam.
Yes, sir.
2020 has cost us the Pro Bowl this year.
What am I going to do?
Where else am I going to wake up, watch a game where guys just get up and go through the motions? I mean, where else am I going to see that besides an NBA game?
Woo! Shot fired.
Right? Tough crowd. Other quick news in NCAA football. I touched on it last night on the radio show. NCAA has come out and waived the 500 record as a requirement to make a bowl game. So
we'll have more shitty bowl games?
There's 78 teams playing college football this year, including Pac-12 and Big Ten. 39 bowl games. Do the math.
Yeah.
Yes. So bowl season is going to be even worse than ever, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
I'm not into it this year at all.
Well, no, that's what I said last night as I was talking about it. It was like I haven't been into it. And, this weekend there's some good SEC games that we're supposed to, like Florida's playing, LSU, and that's now on hold. Alabama's game, we don't know the status on that yet because Saban and the AD, they're doing all the testing today on the players to see who else has it, so we don't know there. And I'm starting to get into it, and now it's like pause again. So
yeah, see, I was huge into it last year. I'm usually really big into the college football scene, but haven't watched it down yet, Steve. Haven't watched it down to college football yet.
Right. Last weekend was the first one. I watched that god-awful Red River shootout in the morning after I made fun of it all last week. I watched it on Saturday, and it was college football. It was kind of fun to watch it, but it wasn't a very good game. Oklahoma and Texas are both bad teams, and stuff. So
right.
And then I watched. Was it last weekend? I watched the Tennessee game. They were playing somebody good, and they got destroyed. I can't remember who did that one. But, and then I watched the Notre Dame game also. That would just happen to be on the television. So I had a rare Saturday off last week, so I took advantage of it.
There you go.
Back to the racetrack again this week, so that's where I'll be on Saturday night. If you're bored, of course, I have the ad up on my Twitter page, SMAC 500, for this weekend out at the racetrack. Let me know if you guys want to go. I'll say hi to you guys. And everything as we're running around.
Just shake some hands, kiss some babies, whatever.
Not in these COVID times, but I'll, wave at you.
Give you a wave. All right.
This will be me.
Having fun.
From the booth. Adam, did you already say where people can reach you at?
Yeah, you can reach me at Adam Michaels05 on Twitter.
Of course, at SMAC500 for me. At the Main Event Pod, where we do all the show notes we put up. Everything we talk about gets put up on there. Any stories that happen. Adam, I bid you adieu. Of course, I'm on the Blender today. Tonight, 3 to 6. And tomorrow from 3 to 6, filling in for Randy. So join us. Normally we don't announce when I'm going to be on there, and they announced it this week. So
Wow, moving up in the world, big time, man, big
Well,
time.
Adam, maybe next week you have some time for us on Monday and Thursday for the podcast.
Oh,
You let me know. You let me know how your schedule meets up here, Mr.
Listen. When you have 4 cents and you can make 5, you got to go make that 5 cents. What can I tell you? Trust me, I was not happy when I was there all night.
Right.
I
So
would if you think I would much rather be there, walking around doing all that crap for 12 hours, or sitting here bullshitting with you for 2, which one do you think I would rather do?
I don't disagree. So the best part of this is so I'm going to really quick. So I'm gonna leave here. I gotta run home. I gotta let the dog out and play with the dog or whatever, and then I'm gonna change, and then I'm gonna go to the radio station, grab lunch, and then go to the radio station. And I'm going to get there, right? And I was like, oh, this will be a good warm-up, get me up to what I know, up to speed on sports, and kind of put my thoughts together so whatever comes my way, right, on the blender, I'll be ready for it. And I'll bet you $100 when I get there, I'm going to be like, oh, what? Oh, what?
Well,
did that
I'll
happen?
be listening to the Daily Blender today. I haven't listened in quite a while, so I'll check in today.
Yeah, 3 to 6 at Phoenix time, Adam. Get it up on that app or at 1580thefanatic.com, Tiger.
Put it up on the app, and I'll watch, and I'll play some baseball in the background or something.
Oh,
I'll enjoy the show. I'll be listening for a little while, Steve. I'll give you some quality listening time.
You're gonna be listening for a little bit. God, Adam, you're the best.
Hey, I do the best I can with what I can. Hey, listen, I'll support you until Jeffrey goes off on some tangent. Okay.
I can't say anything about that.
I can.
We'll talk about that on Monday.
Yes, sir. All right, you have a good couple shows, man. Enjoy yourself.
All right, man. I'll see you later.
See ya.
See you, everybody.